The Edmund Fitzgerald,
a 729-foot ore carrier,
transporting iron ore when it ran into high winds,
which apparently broke apart,
sank in Lake Superior.
Beneath the icy, unforgiving waters of Lake Superior lies a ship whose name has become legend, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. Known as the Titanic of the Great Lakes, this massive freighter vanished on November 10, 1975, during one of the deadliest storms in maritime history. The tragedy claimed the lives of all 29 crew members, leaving behind grief, mystery, and endless questions. For nearly 50 years, the ship has rested on the lakebed, broken and silent. But now, for the first time in decades, advanced underwater drone technology has returned to its final resting place. What these drones captured has stunned experts, terrified researchers, and reignited one of the most chilling mysteries in nautical history. Why did the Edmund Fitzgerald sink without even a single distress call? Was it simply swallowed by the storm? Or did something far more sinister take place that night? And what warning lies hidden in the wreckage beneath Lake Superior's freezing depths? Stay with us as we unravel the chilling story. From the fateful voyage to the shocking modern-day discoveries. In this exclusive deep dive into the Edmund Fitzgerald mystery. The Edmund Fitzgerald wasn't just another freighter. When it was launched in 1958, it was the largest ship on the Great Lakes. Over 729 feet long, longer than 2 football fields. It was nicknamed the Pride of the American Side and represented strength, power, and prosperity. Designed to haul iron ore from mines in Minnesota to steel mills across the Midwest, the Fitzgerald was considered state-of-the-art for its time. With a crew of seasoned sailors and a reputation for speed, it quickly became a favorite among shipping companies. But sailors also whispered about Lake Superior, a lake so vast and violent it behaves more like an ocean. Its storms are legendary, its waves can reach 30 feet or higher, and its icy waters claim more ships than any of the other Great Lakes. In fact, sailors have long called Superior the lake that never gives up her dead, because bodies rarely resurface, preserved instead in the freezing depths. The Fitzgerald, as mighty as it seemed, was sailing into waters ruled by mystery and danger. On November 9, 1975, the Fitzgerald left Superior, Wisconsin, carrying 26,000 tons of taconite pellets. It was bound for Detroit, Michigan. Captain Ernest McSorley, a seasoned veteran, commanded the vessel. That same night, meteorologists warned of a developing storm system. By the next day, the Fitzgerald was sailing into one of the worst Great Lakes storms ever recorded. Winds reached hurricane force, and waves towered as high as 35 feet. Throughout the day, the Fitzgerald was in radio contact with another freighter, the Arthur M. Anderson, captained by Bernie Cooper. The two ships fought through the storm together, exchanging updates. But by the evening of November 10th, the Fitzgerald began reporting trouble. Radar issues, water intake, and damage to its railings and vents. Despite the difficulties, Captain McSorley stayed calm. His last known words to the Anderson were, "We are holding our own." Moments later, the ship vanished from radar. No distress signal, no mayday call, just silence. By the next morning, searchers found only lifeboats, life jackets, and floating debris. The ship and its crew had vanished beneath the waves. The sinking of the Fitzgerald shocked the world. How could a ship that large and modern simply vanish without warning? Investigations followed. The U.S. Coast Guard, the National Transportation Safety Board, and even Canadian authorities launched inquiries. But the theories varied. Structural failure. Some argued the ship broke apart on the surface due to design flaws or metal fatigue. Massive waves. Others believed the Fitzgerald was struck by two rogue waves, known as the Three Sisters, which overwhelmed the vessel. Flooding. A hatch cover may have failed, allowing tons of water into the cargo hold. Navigation error. Some pointed to possible grounding on a shoal that weakened the hull. Yet none of these theories fully explained one haunting fact. Why didn't the Fitzgerald send out a distress call? Even in its final moments, there was no cry for help. It sank fast, too fast for the crew to respond. In May of 1976, sonar scans located the wreck of the Fitzgerald at a depth of 530 feet, just 17 miles from Whitefish Bay. The debris field stretched across the lakebed, a frozen graveyard of steel, machinery, and memories. The tragedy left families devastated, but it also left an open wound in maritime history. For decades, divers, researchers, and even filmmakers have returned to the wreck, trying to uncover the truth. But Lake Superior is no ordinary resting place. Its freezing waters and crushing pressures make exploration difficult, and each dive seems to raise as many questions as it answers. Fast forward nearly 5 decades later. Technology has advanced far beyond what was available in the 1970s. Now, with cutting-edge underwater drones equipped with high-definition cameras, sonar mapping, and robotic arms, researchers have returned to the wreck. The goal was simple: capture the most detailed footage of the Fitzgerald ever recorded. But what they found went beyond expectations. As the drone descended, the ship emerged from the darkness like a ghost. The bow stood proudly, as though still charging forward. Windows, ladders, and decks appeared frozen in time. But then the cameras revealed something chilling. New structural damage never documented in earlier dives. Plates of steel twisted in unnatural ways, suggesting forces far greater than storm waves. Unexplained gouges along the hull, as if the ship had been scraped or struck. Cargo hatches ripped open, hinting at violent flooding in the final minutes. And most haunting of all, the drone captured what looked like personal artifacts, still scattered across the wreckage. A boot, a jacket. Silent reminders of the 29 souls who vanished. The new footage reignited old debates and sparked terrifying new theories. Rogue waves confirmed. The drone footage suggests the Fitzgerald may have been overwhelmed by back-to-back rogue waves, far larger than predicted in 1975. These waves could have driven the ship under in seconds, explaining the lack of a distress call. Hull failure. Some experts now argue the Fitzgerald's steel may have been brittle in freezing temperatures. The new footage of twisted plates supports the idea of sudden catastrophic failure. Collision or grounding. The unexplained gouges raised speculation. Did the Fitzgerald strike something on the lake floor? Or worse, was there a mid-lake collision with another vessel that went unreported? Supernatural possibilities. Among locals and sailors, darker theories linger. Some believe Lake Superior itself claimed the Fitzgerald, a mysterious force beyond storms or steel. Folklore speaks of the lake's restless spirits, demanding sacrifice from those who sail her waters. Beyond the steel and sonar lies the most important part of the story: the 29 men who never came home. Fathers, brothers, sons. For their families, the drone footage is both a comfort and a curse. Some are grateful for new insights, hoping it brings closure. Others feel the wreck should remain untouched, a sacred gravesite. In 1995, the Fitzgerald's bronze bell was raised from the wreck and preserved in a maritime museum, engraved with the names of the crew. For many, that was the final chapter. But as new technology continues to probe the wreck, the story refuses to rest. Perhaps the most chilling part of the drone's discovery wasn't the wreckage itself, but the warning it sends us today. The Fitzgerald reminds us that even the most advanced ships can be vulnerable, that nature's power still dwarfs human engineering. That silence, the sudden disappearance without a word, is perhaps the most haunting mystery of all. And as climate change continues to intensify storms across the Great Lakes, the lessons of the Fitzgerald are more urgent than ever. If such a massive ship could vanish in 1975, what does that mean for vessels sailing these waters now? The wreck at the bottom of Lake Superior is more than history. It is a warning from the deep. Nearly 50 years after it sank, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald still holds her secrets. The latest drone footage has revealed stunning new details, but the ultimate question remains: why did the Fitzgerald vanish without a trace? Some say it was simply the storm. Others whisper of darker forces. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: the Edmund Fitzgerald will never be forgotten. As Gordon Lightfoot's haunting ballad reminds us, the legend lives on, from the Chippewa on down, of the big lake they call Gitche Gumee. And perhaps, with every new dive, the legend grows, a reminder that beneath the waves, history waits, and sometimes it warns.